Is Ryden worth your Prima Gems? Is she still good in today's meta? Is she worth pulling for? Well, let me tell you. Yes, yes, and yes. Am I saying this because I am a hardcore Ryden main? Maybe. But anyway. That aside, Ryden is still good. So the next event banners after Scaramouche, Wanderer, or whatever you name him, is Ryden and Ayato. Now let's talk about Ryden first. Ryden, she's still good. Sure, she might not react with Dendro all that well, unlike other electric characters. Ryden doesn't scale with EM in any way, but Ryden is still good. Free Dendro, Ryden is amazing. What does she do? Gives you ER, makes your rotations very comfy. If you don't want to do specific rotations to make sure you can burst off cooldown, well, Ryden's there because she gives you a load ton of energy. And another reason why you should pull her is, well, Bulbasaur. Like, come on. Just because Dendro came out doesn't change the fact that she's good. What I'm saying is she didn't get worse because Dendro is out. Now looking at the 4 stars of the banners, we have Sarah. Sarah, she's like meh to bad before C6. She's an attack buffer, but like we have Bennett already, right? What makes her good is her C6, which increases like crit damage for electric characters. That's what makes her insane. And she's very good for Ryden hyper teams. So it just makes sense that, you know, they're both paired together on the banner. So that's fine. That's fine. She's a niche character, but when you get her C6, she's amazing. Then we have Rosaria. Rosaria, I think, is an underrated character. Rosaria is good. She's good in cryo teams. She makes scaring easier, basically, right? Because she provides crit rate, and you can run her on Fav Lance. Because you build her on crit rate for a crit rate buff, you know you're going to proc Fav Lance all the time, so you can gain more energy for your team. And she's cryo, which can help in freeze comps or reverse melt comps if you're into that. So Rosaria is good. She's a very solid character. I like her. Sayu. Sayu is objectively not the best character combat-wise. However, if you don't have a Sayu and you don't have, let's say, Yolan, Sayu is very good for overworld exploration. If you don't explore, this is completely useless to you. But if you do explore and like exploring a vast world of Teviat in the game called Genshin Impact, well, Sayu is a very nice convenience to have because of her skill, which lets you roll around very fast, become Sonic the Hedgehog, and just makes your life so much easier. You get to places so much faster. But yeah, Sayu, not the best in combat, but very good for exploration. One of the best characters for exploration. The 4 stars of this banner are all right. Not like the best, not cracked, like maybe like having Xingqiu Bennett or like Fischl maybe. So not the most cracked, but you know, it's solid in a different way, right? If you're pulling for Ryden, Sarah's going to be great if you get her C6. If not, this banner, well, you can get her eventually, right? Might as well help with the progression. Rosaria, overall solid unit. If you play Freeze, Reverse Melt, or anything cryo related, because you can run Fav weapons. Fav weapons are just broken. And Sayu, you know, you have good enough teams for Abyss already, or you're satisfied with your combat teams. Well, Sayu is just a great addition to your exploration team. Now going on to Ayato. Ayato is a very solid unit. He's Hydro, which already makes him a great unit because Hydro application is very important. Ayato is very versatile. And, you know, he's a cool character, sword wielding. Ayato is just, he's a solid character overall. You know, maybe not the best, but definitely not the worst. He's not like in the middle. I think he's above the middle. He's a strong character, you know? He's a strong character. So you can't go wrong with pulling for him. Now, I want to preface this by saying this for both Ayato and Ryden. None of them are a must pull. You don't have to pull for any of them, right? If you don't like them, you don't have to pull them. All right, weapon banners. Weapon banners are a scam, straight up scam. But if you're gonna pull for the weapons, this isn't too bad, right? The 5 stars, you know, Ayato and Ryden signature weapons, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Are they Jade Cutter level, like general usage? No, not really. They're really good on their respective characters. The 4 stars on this weapon banner. Now you have Fav Lance. Fav Lance is Fav Lance. Good for Rosaria if you pull for her. There's also Sac Frags. Sac Frags is a great weapon. It's good for Sucrose, for like maybe taser stuff. Good for Kokomi if you're running her, you know, like let's say a Bloom team. If you want Kokomi to be the reaction trigger. Sac Frags is just a great weapon in general. Helps with ER, EM. Lines War, alright. Other weapons, I don't know too much about since they're banner weapons. I don't have them. But they're not worth pulling for, I guess. But that's about it. At the end of the day, pull for what you want, and I'll see you later.